Good afternoon. It's once again Friday, 5:30 in the p.m. As a matter of fact, it's a little before 5:30. As a matter of fact, that gives us a little bit of additional time to interact with you. It is always a pleasure. I am so delighted and so glad to be home. You know, there's a poem that says, "Home again. You can travel all over the world, but there's nothing like being home." So it's a pleasure to be here. There are a lot of things going on. I mean, this has been an exciting week. It actually started before the week. It started last week. It was a great Saturday. As a matter of fact, there were thousands of us who last Saturday marched under the leadership of Father Michael Pfleger, and we marched on the expressway. There were no cars running over us. There were no cars running by us. And people have been asking me, why did you march? And even while I was there, there were people asking me, why are you here? Demonstrating and expressing one's feeling has always been the hallmark of this country. If you would remember, before the Revolutionary War, when the settlers decided that they wanted to declare themselves free and independent from Great Britain, they went to Boston and threw some tea in the harbor because they didn't want to pay the tax on the tea. And so they expressed themselves by throwing the tea in the harbor. So there is nothing wrong with expressing how you feel. I went because I understand that. I know that. I feel that the city of Chicago, state of Illinois, county of Cook, United States of America, none of these entities are doing as much for low income, poor, disadvantaged people as I think we ought to be. And so that's why I was there, expressing my feeling and hoping that there can evolve a sense of unification around these thoughts and ideas, and that people who believe that will unify ourselves in such a way that we can get more done than what we've managed to get done up to this point. I don't see anything wrong with that at all. I was pleased to be there. I was pleased to be walking with State Senator Matty Hunter and George Williams. I was pleased to see people like Jesse Lewis Jackson, the Reverend Jesse Lewis Jackson, Father Pfleger, Cliff Kelly, whole bunch of other people. And so I hope that not only did we march then, but we will march again and again and again, that we will demonstrate, that we will vote and vote and vote, that we will register to vote and register to vote, that people will run for public office, people will be engaged, and all those things. So it's a good day. It's a good day for moving along, and it's a good day for singing a song. It's a good day. Everything is right and nothing can go wrong because it's a good day. It's a good day for shining your shoes, and it's a good day for losing your blues. So it's a good day. Be uplifted. Now, a lot of things have been going on. I see the president has been, way at the NATO meeting, and he's expressed himself, and other people have expressed themselves and themselves. The people in London have expressed themselves, and they've basically said, Mr. President, we're not excited about the way that you've been conducting yourself during these meetings, and we certainly are not excited about some of the things you've said about our leadership. You know, you can disagree, and there are ways to do that, and you can disagree as much as you want. Just do it, they're saying, in a certain kind of way. I know we got a caller on the line. I'm going to get with that caller in a minute, but first, let me just announce a couple of things that are going on. Character Centenary African Methodist Episcopal Church in North Lawndale are right now celebrating the 102nd year of their being, of their existence, and they've got a big piece going on Sunday. Anybody who may not have decided already which church they're going to, they can go over, and they're welcome to come to Character Centenary, 1045. They've got an outstanding guest speaker, and they're saying that this is the year of possibilities. Be positive and do the things that you can do. And so that sounds great. And if you want to know some more about it or whatever, you can contact Miss Crystal Overton, and they will be glad to have you there. Also this week, the Sankofa Safe Child Initiative and the Office of Representative Danny Davis, we released our State of the African American Male Initiative Resource Guide. And if you'd like to have one of those, just give us a call at 773-533-7520. And it lists programs and places and organizations that you can connect with if you want to get involved, if you want to develop programs that help figure out how to do positive things. There are a lot of people reaching a certain age. I see that Dr. Leon Finney is reaching his 80th birthday, and he's having an event tonight, 80 Years of Life for the Reverend Dr. Leon Finney, Jr., at the Apostolic Church of God Banquet Hall at 6343 South Kenwood. There's another 80-year-old and outstanding woman that I've known, Pat Dunnigan, who is celebrating her 80th birthday next Sunday, and it's going to be at Jacob's Well, 3450 West Maple Street on the west side of Chicago. Both of these are 80-year-old activists that I've known at least 45, maybe even close to 50 years. And so please celebrate them. They're 80, still active, still involved. Kudos to, again, Father Michael Flager and all of those who were a part of that great march. And I see that Cardinal Cupid has dedicated a peace center in honor of Father Augustus Tolton, who's an African American priest who worked in Chicago And of course, that was over at 5645 West Corcoran Place, honorarily named Paul Robeson Drive. And I had the good fortune to name it Paul Robeson Drive when I was a member of the city council. So just good stuff going on. And it's also not very far from where I live, so I can just drive by it almost every day and see it whenever I'm in town. All right, now we'll go right to the phone and get our first caller.
Yes, congratulations to everyone who participated Saturday. It brought back good memories when we had the War on Property program before Danny Davis was a congressman. We were all over the city, north side, west side, south side, east side, and this is the time to begin again because our young people need to be educated as well as the older generation who don't remember, who say they don't remember, and perhaps they didn't.
How could they not
make
remember?
Times great again.
Yeah. One of those fun days when the government was pushing what they call maximum feasible participation. And they were encouraging people to come out to meetings and participate in the Model Cities programs and all of those great society activities that Lyndon Johnson and Kennedy and all these folks had helped engineer. Dr. Martin Luther King had marched and demonstrated. It was a wonderful period, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Well, I enjoyed it. It got me started as an activist. And I guess if that period had not existed, it is very possible that I would not be a member of Congress today. And so I am so glad that I came along.
And you have served very well, and I hope the listening audience will remember that. And thank you much for allowing me to speak.
Thank you. Thank you so very much. I know we had another caller who's trying to get in. So let's go right to the phone. Caller, are you there?
I sure am. You're looking mighty spiffy once again.
Well, today is Friday.
It's Friday. Yes, and I hope that your lovely wife is in the best of health.
Well, she is coming right along. As a matter of fact, she went to church last Sunday, and I trust she'll be able to go this Sunday. And so I think she's moving right along.
Oh, that's so good to hear, Congressman. But you know about these marches, all these marches, people have been marching for many, many a year.
Yeah.
And what happened? Look at Chicago now. All the great people that marched didn't want this to happen. But look at all the murders and stuff that's going on in Chicago. And I'm going to tell you what. It's about all the aldermen. It's about the mayor of the city do nothing. If they get on a TV show and thought, oh, well, we did this and we did that, they've done absolutely nothing because it just keeps getting worse and worse.
Let me ask you, what is it that you would like for them to do that they are not doing?
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you exactly what. Get in a room with the mayor and start demanding things. It seems like they're all afraid of the mayor, that the mayor's going to cut them off or something. You know what you do? You vote in a guy that's going to do something for the city, and then he can get more aldermen that think like him. If they all think like Rahm Emanuel, this city's just going to go, I love my city. I want to fight for my city. And guess what? It's only worse. When I was in Vietnam, you know what? I feel more unsafe here in my own beautiful city. That shouldn't happen. It's all because of these lazy aldermen, the mayor, and none of them give Let me care.
Well, I'm going to be in a meeting with the West Side black elected officials and the mayor on the 31st of July in the mayor's office. And if you had two things you would tell them to tell the mayor,
Yes.
tell me what those are. Concrete.
One is don't get on TV and talk all that, like nothing's happened that's wrong in Chicago. You see how Chicago is, this beautiful city. Do something about it. The second thing is get all of them in. Get them, like I said, get them in a room. Tell them, listen, the mayor, he doesn't want to do anything. Don't be like the mayor. Start.
All right. All right. That sounds like good stuff to tell them. So I'm going to meet with them on Monday morning, and I'm going to tell them exactly what you said. Okay, thank you so much, and we'll go to our next caller. Caller, are you there?
Yeah, how you doing, Connie Davis?
James, I'm good. How are you?
Okay. Now, I don't know. Okay. Now, I don't know how they got in that cave. I don't know how they got in that cave last week. But, and I'm glad the people in Taiwan had did a good job because, and then, now, they did a good job, but they didn't ask for no help from the United States. And, they did to help fund the illegal immigrants. But they did a wonderful job in Taiwan. They did not ask for no help in the United States. Like the European, like the illegal immigrants had help. The United States helped illegal immigrants. Taiwan didn't need no help.
Well, maybe, only a few people could get in there at one time. So maybe they just felt like they had the expertise, the equipment, and the professionalism that they needed. And I am so glad that these boys and the men who were with them, that they were able to get them out. And so I just thank God.
And then, like the guy who called before me, he is absolutely right. But they helped the other people in the other country while they can't straighten the United States up. And that guy absolutely right, the first caller.
All right. So you want me to tell the aldermen they need to do more too, right? Okay, James, thank you so much. We'll go to the next caller.
Congressman.
Yes.
And first, just let me say, isn't it a nice day to be here on God's green earth? Just look around. With all the troubles and everything going, look at the grass, the tree, the sky. It's beautiful. I'm going to say two things, and I'm going to say the duck for last. But for the protest, Ray, listen, is it going to mean anything right now? Not that much. But let me tell you something, Ray. Our grandkids, our great-grandkids, it's going to mean a lot to them if they keep this up. You just don't hit it and walk away from it. You got to continue to keep on doing something. That's my thought. And where I live at, man, I don't have no problem at all. They're shooting everywhere. Everywhere, man. They shoot in front of the White House. Ain't nothing that you could do about that. That's not no mayor. That's not no alderman. That is people. That is people. I don't know what you would like to have. Would you like to have soldiers on every corner? And maybe to have every policeman on the corner. And by the way, Ray, how about going out on the corner yourself with them? That might know something. If everybody know what goes on your block. Don't tell me you don't know anything, because everybody do. But I don't want to complain about that, because like I say, it's a great day. Number two, the most important thing. Our president don't have no business in hell and high water to be in with Putin by himself. You ain't gonna know what is said. You ain't gonna know what he's gonna do. You don't know. They might just hug each other and kiss. We ain't gonna never know. Ain't nobody gonna know what's going on. Listen to me. This man don't have no business being anywhere by himself. He say things and 5 minutes later he don't even remember what was said. I just don't trust it. But again, it's a great day to be on God's green earth. I want everybody to have a great day, safe weekend. And Ray, majority of the times I'll go along with you, but some things is crazy. Probably some things what I say might be crazy. Remember, we don't know everything, but we make suggestions what things could be like. It can't be like something that we can't control. You remember, we cannot control ourselves, so how can we control other people? Congressman, you have a great day, safe day. Let me get out there so I can hear you respond.
You too. Thank you very much, and I agree. It is a great day to be on God's green earth. And I hope that we'll keep on being here for some time to come. If we don't have another call at the moment, we've got some other information. Let me just ask, we had some very hot hearings this week. We had a heavy week in Washington. The committee that I serve on, we actually worked on 9 different bills this week. We had what is called a markup. And a markup is when somebody has put forth an idea. Then somebody will decide it's time, or we're going to really look and see if we're going to present that idea to the full body. So in the Ways and Means Committee, where I serve as a member, we had 9 bills this week, and we, of course, all of them were passed because the majority had the votes to pass them. Many of them, practically all of them, my side, voted against them because we think that they primarily were picking at the Affordable Care Act. They've tried to repeal the Affordable Care Act, which is the primary piece of legislation that former President Barack Obama got passed. And much of whatever it is that Obama managed to get passed, the current group that's in the majority are trying to get rid of. So we voted against those bills, but they'll be brought to the floor, and then we'll debate them on the whole floor. That's the process that's used. The good thing about it is that everybody there gets an opportunity, and that's why it sometimes takes a lot of time. For example, when we go through that process of hearing bills in committee, every member of the committee is guaranteed to get at least 5 minutes to speak on it. Now, everybody don't necessarily want to speak on everything that is presented. But if you want to speak, you get your 5 minutes. And we even have a system where if somebody want to speak and you don't want to use all of your 5 minutes, you can share some of that time. That's why we call Congress or legislative bodies deliberative bodies. And so, for example, if there are 40 members on a committee and every member gets 5 minutes, that's 2 hours on one bill. So you do get your time, you get your chance, your moment to try and convince other people to think the way that you would hope they'd think, and to vote the way you hope they would vote. So it takes a bit of time. But let me just say this about the marching and demonstrating. All of this goes together. Just one part of it by itself does not generally get the job done. So any way that you choose to participate, there are a lot of things getting ready to come up in the next month. I mean, we're going to have the Bud Billiken Parade. Of course, let me also just give a little shout out to my dear friend, Karen Yarbrough, who is the recorder of deeds and will become the clerk of Cook County, county clerk. Her father died this week. His name is Don Williams, and his funeral is going to be tomorrow. The wake is at 10, the funeral is at 11. It's going to be at the Second Baptist Church of Maywood. And Reverend Don Williams was an outstanding citizen himself. He is a minister. He also had run an insurance business for many years. He was 90 years old. He was, I know, one of the first black State Farm agents in the state of Illinois. And he also at one time was the mayor of Maywood. And he was the associate pastor of Second Baptist Church. So he has led a full life, and our condolences go out to Karen Yarbrough, our good friend, her family, and all of the friends and relatives of Reverend Don Williams. There's a lot of activity that I'll be involved in this weekend. There's a woman named Prissy. Prissy is having her 15th annual Stay Safe Youth Community Exposition block program on Saturday at Madison and St. Louis. I usually go every year. And of course, there's going to be a big McDonald's Chinatown Summer Fair on Sunday afternoon in Chinatown. I'm going to try to make that. Let's get this call in while we still got a moment or two. Caller, go right ahead.
Congressman Danny Davis, Paula Tenuta, how you doing, sir?
I am just wonderful, Mr. Newton. How are you?
I'm okay, sweetheart. A little hot out there today. So.
It is warm?
Yes, sir. I want to make a comment. So today, I guess it's official, huh? They caught 12 Russians messing with our voting system, yeah?
Yeah, that's the way it looks.
Yeah, it looked like they arrested them over there and all that. So that's kind of a good thing. Now, when it comes time to be voting again, we shouldn't have nothing to worry about, right?
We shouldn't have to.
Right. Okay, and I got one more comment. Mr. Trump over there in London today, it don't seem wherever that man goes, trouble follows him. I don't understand that. He can't get no respect anywhere. I just don't understand that. What the heck is wrong with everybody? He's our president. He's doing the best he can. It's not the easiest job, but wherever he goes, they're always protesting. I want to make one last comment with that march that we had last week on the Dan Ryan. That was a beautiful thing they did there. I'm so proud of everybody showing up. Was no trouble. Said what we had to say. Had all our little signs. They shut down the Dan Ryan, but you know what, Mr. Danny Davis? It don't look like it did no good. People got to start loving each other a little bit more. Put the hate away. Put the guns down. Have some lemonade. Sing some songs. Go to the Taste of Chicago and come over to your house and have something to eat.
Absolutely, and I'll even do the cooking.
All right, and I'll bring you some good Italian sausage. How about that, Danny?
Oh, I love them. I love them.
I know you do. Let me get off this line because the lady said you got only a few more minutes. And you have a blessed evening, okay, Mr. Davis?
All right. Thank you very much, and you too. And
Thank
please
you.
give your father my best. You know, it is so great to know people, to be involved with people, to be associated with people. Her father used to be a jockey. That is, you know, ride horses, you bend over like this, but he's done a lot of things, just a lot of things. And like she just said, what the world needs now is love, sweet love. That's the one thing you can never get too much of. So we want to thank all of our viewers, all of our callers, all of our listeners. Go out and enjoy life. Go out and have some fun. Give of yourself so that you can help somebody. And live with the motto that says, if I can help somebody as I pass along, if I can cheer somebody with the word or song, if I can steer somebody right who might be traveling wrong, then my living will not be in vain. I will have made a difference, and the world will become a better place because of me. Have a great week. We'll see you next week.